There's a moment in the quiet of the early morning when a woman's soul stands before an invisible mirror and recognizes that her most intense battle isn't being fought in the outside world, but in the depths of her own being. In this sacred moment, she understands that the lack of support around her isn't an accident, but a cosmic summons to discover the strength that has always resided within her, a strength Edgar Cayce called the divine light that never goes out, even in the deepest darkness of human experience. It is in this silent battle that the unsupported woman finds not only her true essence, but also the deeper purpose of her existence in this lifetime. When a woman finds herself alone in her struggle, carrying the weight of responsibilities that seem larger than her capacity to bear them, she is experiencing one of the most sacred journeys of the soul. Edgar Cayce, in his psychic readings, revealed that solitude is not punishment, but preparation. The woman who finds herself without support is being molded by the universe to become a beacon of her own light, a source of inspiration who doesn't depend on anyone else to shine. She is like a seed planted in barren soil, needing to develop deeper roots and stronger stems to survive and flourish. In the early hours of the morning, when the world is still asleep and she is already awake, mentally organizing the day's challenges, there is a silent communication between her soul and the universe. It's as if the cosmos whispers in her ear, "You were chosen for this experience, not because you are weak, but because your soul possesses the strength necessary to transform adversity into wisdom." Each moment of solitude is an opportunity to connect with her purest essence. Each obstacle overcome without external help is a victory that strengthens not only her current personality, but her eternal soul. The unsupported woman develops a keen perception that others fail to grasp. She learns to read between the lines of life, to interpret the subtle signs the universe sends, to trust her intuition as her only reliable guide. This expanded sensitivity is not a coincidence, but the result of a deep spiritual need. When external supports become scarce or non-existent, the soul automatically turns inward, discovering dormant internal resources. It's as if the absence of physical crutches forces the awakening of spiritual wings. Edgar Cayce often spoke of soul encounters, those moments when specific people enter our lives to teach us important lessons. For the unsupported woman, these encounters take on an even deeper meaning. Every person who passes through her life, whether offering a word of encouragement or presenting another challenge, is participating in a larger cosmic plan. Those who deny her support are not her enemies, but her spiritual teachers, forcing her to discover her own strength. Those who offer small gestures of kindness are earthly angels, reminding her that she is never truly alone. There's something mysterious and sacred in the way an unsupported woman learns to sustain herself emotionally. She develops an internal dialogue that transcends simple self-talk, becoming a direct communication with her higher self. In the most difficult moments, when tears seem to be the only language available, she accesses a source of strength she can't rationally explain. It's as if her soul remembers past experiences from other lifetimes where she faced similar challenges and emerged victorious. Forced solitude teaches lessons that no companionship can provide. When a woman needs to make important decisions without anyone to consult, she learns to trust her inner wisdom absolutely. Each choice made in solitude is an exercise in connecting with her purest essence, free from external influences that could distort her perception. This spiritual independence is not isolation, but a higher form of self-knowledge that prepares the soul to serve greater purposes. Nights are especially revealing for the unsupported woman. In the silence of the darkness, when the outside world grows quiet, she finds space to hear her inner voice with crystal clarity. It is in these moments that she receives profound insights into her journey, understanding that her silent battle is actually a spiritual initiation. Each night overcome is a victory of the soul, over the illusion of separation. Each dawn faced with renewed courage is a testament to her divine nature. Edgar Cayce taught that the soul chooses its experiences before incarnating, selecting precisely those situations that will promote its maximum spiritual growth. The unsupported woman is living one of these chosen experiences, a unique opportunity to develop qualities that can only be cultivated in the forge of solitary adversity. Her silent battle is not the result of bad luck or cosmic injustice, but a carefully planned path chosen by her own soul to reach higher levels of consciousness and compassion. When she looks around and sees other women seemingly supported by families, partners, or communities, she may feel a moment of envy or questioning. But this comparison, while natural, doesn't acknowledge the deeper spiritual truth. Each soul is living exactly the experience it needs for its development. The unsupported woman is not being punished or abandoned, but is being prepared for something greater. Her solitary journey is forging a spiritual leader, a source of inspiration for other souls who will go through similar experiences. The transformation that occurs in the soul of an unsupported woman is comparable to the metamorphosis of a butterfly. Just as the caterpillar needs to isolate itself in the cocoon to completely transform, the woman needs to go through periods of apparent solitude to emerge as a higher version of herself. Each moment of struggle without external support is part of this transformation process. Each tear shed in privacy is an element of the spiritual rebirth occurring in the depths of her being. Her relationships, when they exist, take on a different quality. The unsupported woman doesn't relate out of need or dependence, but by conscious choice. She knows she can live alone, that she can face life with her own strength, so when she allows someone into her world, it's a decision based on genuine love, not need. This emotional independence creates healthier and more authentic relationships, where each person contributes to the other's growth without losing their individuality. Her relationship with money also transforms in the unsupported woman's life. She learns to see abundance not just as an accumulation of material possessions, but as a flow of energy that needs to be wisely directed. Every dollar saved, every bill paid through her own effort, every financial goal achieved alone is a victory that goes beyond the material aspect. It's a demonstration that she can channel the universal energy of provision through her own consciousness and action. Moments of despair, when they arise, are portals to profound transformations. When an unsupported woman reaches her limit and feels she can't continue, she's actually reaching the point where her human personality surrenders to her divine soul. It's in these moments of surrender that the greatest miracles occur, when unexpected solutions arise, when seemingly impossible strengths manifest, when faith transforms from a mental concept into a lived experience. The nighttime solitude, which could be seen as the most difficult aspect of her journey, actually becomes one of her greatest treasures. In these silent hours, when the world sleeps and she remains awake with her thoughts, a profound communion with her purest essence occurs. It's as if, in the absence of external voices, she can finally hear the melody of her own soul, the cosmic music that's always been playing, but that we rarely perceive amidst the noise of daily life. #the unwavering woman. The concept of karmic patterns, experiences that repeat across lifetimes until lessons are learned, is explored through the life of a woman navigating challenges without external support. She often grapples with patterns related to spiritual independence, cultivating unwavering faith, and developing compassion through personal hardship. Each obstacle overcome with outside help is a step toward dissolving these karmic patterns, moving closer to a spiritual freedom that transcends the limitations of individual experience. Her adaptability becomes almost uncanny. When one door closes, she doesn't just look for a window, she learns to create her own openings. This flexibility isn't merely practical but spiritual. She develops a deep trust in life's flow, a certainty that the universe will always provide a way, even when that way isn't immediately apparent. This faith isn't blind, but grounded in repeated experiences of overcoming and transformation. The unsupported woman often discovers talents and abilities she didn't know she possessed. Necessity compels her to explore aspects of herself that would have remained dormant if she'd always relied on others.
She might find she has exceptional administrative skills, surprising creative capacities, or a business acumen never before tested. These discoveries aren't coincidences, but manifestations of potentials her soul brought to this life and that could only be developed through self-reliance. Gratitude takes on special meaning in the life of the unsupported woman. Every small act of kindness received is amplified in her awareness. Each moment of hard-won peace is celebrated with unique intensity. This expanded gratitude isn't just positive thinking, it's a form of constant prayer, a continuous communication with the universe that acknowledges and appreciates every blessing, however small. Her children, if she has them, become not only her responsibility but her spiritual teachers. Through caring for them, she learns about unconditional love, conscious sacrifice, and the joy that can be found even in the most challenging circumstances. They witness her strength daily and learn, by example, that it's possible to face life with courage and dignity even when resources seem limited. The unsupported woman develops a unique relationship with time. She learns to value each moment, to extract the maximum from every experience, to find meaning in the simplest tasks. This expanded temporal awareness is a form of active meditation, where every daily activity becomes an opportunity for connection with the sacred. She doesn't just live life, she savors it with particular intensity. The unsupported woman's dreams often carry important messages. Lacking many people to discuss her daytime dilemmas with, her soul uses the dream state to process information, seek solutions, and receive guidance. Dreams are seen as letters from the soul, and for the unsupported woman, these letters take on even greater importance. She learns to interpret dream symbols, recognize recurring patterns, and use the insights received during sleep to guide her waking decisions. Her strength isn't the brute force of resistance, but the flexible strength of adaptation. Like a tree bending in the wind without breaking, she learns to yield when necessary, to retreat when appropriate, to advance when the moment is right. This strategic wisdom isn't calculation, but a higher form of spiritual intelligence that recognizes the natural rhythms of life and works in harmony with them. The unsupported woman often becomes a refuge for others facing hardship. Her experience with solitary adversity develops in her a unique capacity for understanding and compassion. She doesn't offer empty platitudes or superficial optimism, but shares wisdom born of experience, a strength that comes from having traversed the valley of shadows and emerged with her soul intact. When she finally receives support, whether through a relationship, a community, or a change in circumstances, she doesn't take it for granted. Her experience with enforced independence has taught her the true value of human support. She appreciates each gesture of help, each word of encouragement, each moment of companionship as precious gifts that enrich her life without completely defining it. The unsupported woman's spirituality isn't theoretical but experiential. She doesn't need elaborate rituals or complex dogmas to connect with the divine. Her entire life becomes a spiritual practice, each day an opportunity to demonstrate faith through action, each challenge a chance to grow in wisdom and compassion. This practical spirituality is one of the purest forms of connection with the sacred, where theory dissolves into direct experience. There comes a point in her journey when the unsupported woman realizes she's no longer fighting life but dancing with it. This shift in perspective is subtle but profound. She stops seeing obstacles as enemies to be defeated and begins to see them as dance partners, each contributing to the complex and beautiful choreography of her existence. This transformed perception doesn't diminish the intensity of her experience, but completely changes her relationship to it. Change doesn't happen overnight, but through small daily transformations. Each morning she wakes and chooses to face another day is a victory. Each problem solved with her own resources is an addition to her treasure of experience. Each night she lies down knowing she did her best is a silent prayer of gratitude. This gradual progression is like the formation of a pearl, where each layer of nacre is added in response to irritation, resulting in something of incomparable beauty. Edgar Cayce taught that every soul comes to earth with specific gifts to offer humanity. The unsupported woman is developing her gifts through the crucible of solitary experience.